4-star offensive lineman Breck Kolojay and 4-star offensive lineman Deacon Schmitt joined the show. Fellas, how are you guys doing?
How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Deacon,
Thanks
do you
for
mind
having
turning your
us.
phone sideways so we can?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I love it.
Hold on.
Fellas, I can't thank you enough for joining.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
That's
I'm already
good.
laughing at Matt.
Yeah,
He said scrutiny is something my ex-wife would say in court. I'm out here dying in the background.
I love
Hey,
that.
boys, what's happening? How was the weekend? One at a time. Don't talk over each other.
Go ahead,
Did
Breck.
you guys have fun? Was it pretty awesome?
Yeah, it was a fun weekend. It surprised me. I had a great time. I mean, it's an official visit. Like, you're supposed to have a great time. You know, that's what they're made for. But yeah, it was definitely eye-opening and it was good. So
Did you get any time away with like just the players, or was it just stacked with family the whole time?
no, it was just, we got like after the whole day we got time with the players. So like after
Nice.
10 p.m.
Who ate more at dinner, Deacon?
Oh shit! I don't know. I think.
No, Deacon got that.
Yeah, I think I did. We both got the tomahawk. But I think I got what I have. I had mac and cheese, lobster tail, crab, and the tomahawk. And
Dog,
we put that down. We ate good.
I weighed in this
I
morning.
had
I
like
gained
a
6
Subway
pounds.
sandwich.
I gained 6 pounds from one weekend
Yeah.
of food, bro.
You
It's
fat
crazy.
bastard.
No, we
I
ate a
like
bunch.
So Wednesday morning's going to suck for Deacon, is what you're saying.
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
a
you
little
got
bit.
this. I'm in
Well,
spring
shit,
ball.
man. Hey, look, Breck, did you hear that Deacon has made like 3 guys quit in the last month?
I'm not surprised. If I was there, it'd probably be 8.
Yeah, we wouldn't have any defensive linemen left. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys are back on the show. Both of you have been on in the past, just not together. So we'll try and make this work with the 4 of us here. But first and foremost, it looked like you guys had a pretty fucking good time. So I'm eager to hear about all the little ins and outs here. Bailey, I know you got some questions right off the bat. God, you guys look good in that black and gold, bro. That was good looking. I'm telling you, doesn't the black like slim you too? Look how sexy you guys look in the black.
I look about like 280.
Yeah, exactly. Then you're not 280. So, the slimming aspect of this, I think it's why I only wear black for the slimming aspect.
That's why I got black on right now.
Exactly.
Yep.
I love
All right, roll, Bailey.
Fellas, Deacon, Breck, I can't thank you enough for joining. Breck, I'll start with you, and then Deacon, I'd love to hear your take as well. Your biggest takeaways from your visit at Colorado this weekend. Kind of tell us about it, your biggest takeaways, things you saw, things you liked, things you may have not liked. Breck, go ahead. Biggest takeaways from the weekend visit at Colorado.
Yeah, my biggest takeaway would probably be like the plan they have for me, like right when I get there. They already know. They were showing me like if I committed, what I would need to do in their plan for me. They want me to play center, which I respect, and mainly because my brains. I'm the smartest football player in the class of 2026. Deacon, I love you, but that's just how I am.
I dig that.
And I think that's one thing that they saw in person, and for me, like that basically gave them the question that I could play center, and I've been snapping this spring. But yeah, I mean. We had a really fun time, all the cool stuff. Probably the best thing was talking with Coach Prime. I related to him on a lot of things, and we talked about IMG, we talked about the guys, and he was a really good person to talk to, and I have a lot of respect for him as a person and a coach. So that was probably pretty big.
Definitely. Deacon, go ahead. Your biggest takeaways from the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, kind of the same thing as Breck. Like the coaches are really structured with how they see you fitting in, and what you need to do to fit in. They did the same kind of thing with me. They had a plan for me. Like it's super structured and very organized. Those guys know what they're doing over there. I mean, 2 of the 3 were in the NFL. There's some studs that are coaching there. So. Yeah, and then just the overall experience was awesome. Like, you get to hang out with those guys, and it's super relaxed and super fun. So it's always a good time to be in CU.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you guys look damn good right there at left guard and center. That shit. That would be a nice little combo there on the inside. That would definitely shore up some problems. You brought up the coaches. I obviously played with Coach Gerard. I don't know Gunner and Coach Hang as well. But I'm eager to see how they work in this year. but I really think hiring Dre was huge. I talked to him this morning at length. One of the things he said, I won't tell you everything he said, not on the show at least, but I'll tell you this, is whatever we got to do to get those two, we got to do. And that's when I hear that, it just reiterates everything I thought, which is why we're pushing so hard, right? So talk about Coach Dre a little bit and getting to know him just over the weekend, just understanding the kind of player he was, and then, how he can kind of pour into both of you. Deacon, go first.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Dre, he's a guy like he knows ball, and he's lived ball his whole life, so he knows what he's doing, and he's just a great dude to be around. I always, when I go there, I always look forward to hanging out with all three of them. But me and Dre, we have a pretty good relationship. We're pretty tight, and he's just an awesome dude to be around in general.
D?
Oh yeah, I mean, you walk in the building and his name is on a pillar. So yeah, but
for sure.
For him, like the stuff he does, like how they incorporate that 3-0 line coach thing, he's really technical, and he gets down to the the fine details, and he's sort of the guy kind of running the drills and doing all that stuff because he's experienced it, and the stuff he taught me, like I'm bringing it back with me to IMG, and it's good. It's good stuff. It really is. And I told him, I said, if I come to Colorado, come to break your records. That's what I told him.
I'm telling you, bro, that's the best offensive lineman I've ever played against. He was a monster of a human. Still is, but he's an old head now. But, okay, so what's it gonna take, boys? Like, you don't have to answer this question. You can dodge it if you want to. What's it gonna take for the University of Colorado to overcome some of these SEC and Big Ten schools? I know it's not about just money, but that's not what we're talking about. The chat can speculate on that. I'm talking about, like, personally, what's it going to take to keep Breck Kolojay and Deacon Schmitt home?
Deacon, go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a hard question, but
You're fucking right, it is.
Yeah, I just kind of got to go all around the country and see everything. So I kind of get a feel for other spots, and then I can ultimately make my decision. But I can tell you that I do feel comfortable at Colorado, and I do have a lot of love for the Buffs.
Nice.
Definitely, Breck.
Yeah, I mean, for me, they got to recruit me the hardest out of any school. That's just how it is. A lot of blue bloods are recruiting me extremely hard. So, they're, from this visit, they're definitely a school that is contending in my recruitment right now. I don't really have tops. Like, I have schools that contend in my recruitment, and they're in that category. But yeah, I mean, just whatever they can do, we'll see.
How does it feel to be like 17-year-old pimps? You got like 15 schools hanging out. Like, I picked this one, and this one today. Come here.
Yeah. I wish it was that easy. I wish. I'm telling you.
It's hard. It's really hard.
You go to every school, this coach has produced this amount of draft picks. This coach has produced this amount of draft picks. We can give you this amount of money, this amount of money.
Bro, when you guys walked in my office and sat in the hot seat, and you're like, I want to play it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool, let's go to work. And now you're going to that. Sounds terrible.
Yeah, no doubt.
Awful problems both of you are having, let me tell you. Shit.
Definitely, fellas.
Bailey, you got any other questions?
Well, yeah, I was sticking on this train here, talking the Colorado train. Fellas, you're both from the state of Colorado. Breck, I know you're down in Florida and, in palm trees and stuff in the sun. But when it comes to Colorado, the University of Colorado, what does it mean holding an offer from the University of Colorado? What does that mean to you guys being from the state of Colorado?
Yeah. I mean, they don't really offer everybody and their mama. Like, it's not one of those schools where you'll see them just throwing out offers. So, they have a really planned recruiting with, the high schoolers they do recruit, because it's not a high school recruiting place. It's a transfer portal school. And that's just facts. So, for them to recruit us, it means that they believe in us. They know we could impact early, which is huge. And, for them, that, like, being from Colorado is always a big thing. Because when I was younger, I didn't even know where this journey would take me. I was like looking at, like smaller schools. Like, right when I started, I didn't know how good I could be. And, every day I worked my ass off because I just wanted it more than other people. That's just how it is. and I'm nowhere near to where I need to be in life. But all I can say, I'm blessed to be in this position and to be recruited by the Buffaloes. So.
Absolutely, Deacon. Same question to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I've lived in Colorado.
We might be losing him a little bit. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Deacon, we got you.
We got to keep that look. We should put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, full screen. Let's see if we can get Deacon.
Awesome things.
Sorry, Deacon, we lost you a little bit. You there? There we go. Now we got you, I think. Gotta love technology.
Get some Wi-Fi, dude.
Yeah, dog. I know Windsor, they've got wind turbines, but you don't have to literally hook it up to the fucking windmill in order to get it to work.
Deacon, we got you.
Hey,
got me?
back.
Did you hear any of that?
No, sorry.
No, your landline internet sucks.
Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, it's just like growing up in Colorado my entire life and watching the Buffs every Saturday, to now where I'm at the point where I'm getting recruited to go play there. It's pretty special, especially at a time like this. Getting recruited by your hometown in general would be awesome, but when you're getting recruited by Colorado at a time like this is pretty special. And very, very fortunate and blessed to be, in this position. And it's been a fun ride. And like Breck said, we're nowhere near where we need to be or where our roof is, so just got to keep working, keep grinding. And it's just a lot of fun. Love it.
Definitely. Your meeting with Coach Prime, I know you guys went in individually with your folks and sat down and you spent time with each of you. I mean, it couldn't have just been all about ball and business. I mean, what was the best part of the meeting with the one of the Mount Rushmore players of the National Football League?
Yeah, for me, I mean, at least just like talking to Coach Prime's awesome. Like my dad grew up watching Coach Prime, and now he's sitting in a meeting with Coach Prime and me, and he's like, this is like he thinks it's awesome too. So it's just Coach Prime is a wise guy. I said that on an interview earlier today. Like he's a wise man and he knows ball, and it's fun to just talk to him about life experiences. It doesn't have to always just be about football. It's about the long run. It's about life, and he's got plenty of wise information to give me on that. So it's pretty awesome to talk to him.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, the Coach Prime meeting for me was really good, like really great. You could tell that, he has a lot of character and he holds not only himself but his team to like an extremely high standard. So for us, we talked a little about like the situation that was going on with the draft and how much adversity like him and his family have to face. And, he ended up making some life lessons out of it, which I really appreciated. But yeah, I also talked about a couple of the guys that are up there, Alex and London, Merritt, and Seaton, 3 of my former teammates that are balling. And, we just talked about how they were doing. But also one thing that kind of stuck with me is like, we talked a little about the culture there. And, I asked him a question. I was like, like, how do you think I fit in your culture, all this stuff? And he said, just be yourself. We're recruiting people to change the culture. So he said, just be yourself, keep being you, keep being a dog. So that's one thing I really took to heart and stuck like that stuck with me. So.
Yeah. And when I was there, if you didn't do your job, they replaced you with another NFL football player. And that was been missing there for a long time, where they would have a good player or two, but they didn't have any depth. They didn't have dogs everywhere. So, the guy could get away with bullshit. Now, you look at that roster and you don't do your job, you're either going in the transfer portal and they'll replace you with another guy that's going to the league, or they'll just replace you with another guy that's going to the league. So that's the kind of environment that I wanted to be in. You two being, staples and pillars of 6-0, I know that's the kind of environment you want to be in because that's the kind of environment you've been raised in as football players. So let's go full circle back to 6-0 here. Like I made the joke, Deacon's made people quit, Breck's made a couple people quit. And that's no joke. Guys that come in, pay their fee, do one-on-ones, and then cry and whine and bitch, and mommy has to interject. And when that happens, it pisses me off as a businessman, but also makes me super proud as a coach. So it's some give and take and some twists and turns there. Going back to our roots here at 6-0, what has that place taught you guys that just keeps going with you, each time you go on a visit, each time you get another opportunity. One thing I love about damn near every one of you is you guys never jump. Nothing like you expect the greatness. It's been like drilled into you that, oh, Tennessee offered, awesome. Georgia offered, awesome. Texas offered, awesome. Ohio State's getting involved, awesome. It's nothing's just going to flash by you and you're like, oh my God, and you just jump at it. You're super mature for your ages in that regard. Just talk a little bit about 6-0 and what it's brought both of you here as we move forward through this process, because it's fun right now, but damn it, it's about to get even funner here pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, 6-0, I think, is like the blue blood for any Colorado high school football kid that's in the NFL that plays offensive line. Like, you see all those guys, or 95% of those people go through 6-0. So, you know, when I first saw 6-0, I was like, saw it on Instagram. You see all these NFL guys, they're like, I want to be like these people someday, but I want to make my own story, write my own story. So a huge thing that 6-0 has taught me, I think I've said this before, is just the adversity you face. You know, shit's not gonna be easy. Life is not gonna be easy. How are you gonna respond? How are you gonna respond when you're exhausted? So that's just one thing. The way everything is ran there, nothing's ever gonna go 100 perfect every time. Nothing's gonna go your way. So the discipline, adversity teaches you, and there's like a sense of charisma in there. It's like everybody in that room are BMFs. You know, you are there to kill, to hunt, and you are there to be the best player in the nation. So that's how I see it.
Fucking A.
Yeah, I mean 6-0. I started 6-0 when it was towards the end of my sophomore year. So, and actually the other day I was looking at like one of my first days in there when Matt was calling me new guy, or he was calling me Windsor or whatever, and I was watching those videos and I was like, I have accomplished so much, but not only that, I'm getting so much better as a football player. Like to watch the videos of me at the very first day, I was like, if I was at that point now, I would probably suck, just at Windsor, So it's just like I've gotten so much better at just like little things, and like Breck said, the adversity, nothing goes right in there, I mean, it goes right, but it's like everything's hard and everything. You're expected to give 1,000% on every rep, and if you don't, you're gonna get mother effed, and Matt knows that because he does it. So, but it's just a great place, and I think another thing that is beneficial about 6-0 is like when these coaches are trying to recruit you, they see what you're doing and they know how you respond to it. They can ask Matt. It's not a secret. We know how to respond to adversity. We know how to respond to the tough coaching and all that because it's what we do. That's us. So it's just one of those things. Like you get an image of yourself, and it's like this kid is disciplined. He goes through this program. He's a hard worker. He sacrifices sleep. He sacrifices time away from friends and family just to be the best version of themselves. So it's a great place. And if you're not going to 6-0, then what are you doing?
God damn.
There's a standard there too. There is a standard there.
Oh yeah, it's not easy.
I don't even need to set it anymore. That's the key. Like the standards have been set by so many great players and men, and you guys just walked in and adopted it and took it to another level. And that's the next question I got for you. We got this Under Armour camp this weekend in Salt Lake City. And, Moon just got his first offer the other day, and they invited Nick, and they invited Big Evan, and, all these other kids that are going. And it's an opportunity for all of them to go out there and really show out. The Under Armour camps are free camps. They like give you cleats and shit. These are the kind of camps that you guys get invited to go compete, right? Well, you're going to get a different kind of defensive lineman there. You're not getting Colorado bankers, right? You're getting real motherfuckers that can play. What's your advice to Nick and Moon and these young guys when they go to their first little baptism here out in Salt Lake City? We fly out Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you're going against a bunch of polys out there in Utah. So
tank people.
Get ready for the push pull, the jump cut, the inside bull runs, whatever, all this shit. Nah, but yeah, for that, like there's a saying, Marines, when bullets are flying over them, bullets are flying. They don't run away. Shit's going crazy, bombs exploding. They think and go back to their training, their day one training, and they're calm and collected. And go out. My advice for them is go out there, talk your shit, compete, and be a dog. Be that guy that, Craig Hubbard and all those guys for UC Report and ESPN, they see and they're like, damn, why don't I know about this kid? I should have seen this kid earlier. So, yeah, going to – I got invited to the underarm game from going to one of those camps. So that was big, and that could definitely happen in this weekend. So that's what I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty well said, Breck. Good job. But yeah, I mean, just be that dog. Just be that guy. Be the guy you can be. If you get beat, you might get beat, and it happens. But if you can get up and bounce back from it, my coach in my high school always says the comeback is always greater than the setback. So if you can come back and just like Breck said, think about your training. Like it's not going to be easy, but just get in your bag and do your thing and don't quit. It's about whether or not you quit. So you just gotta be the dog you can be.
My last question for you guys, or before we make fun of each other here relentlessly for 10 minutes, is it might be more of a statement than a question. I think that there's a lot of dudes that really struggle with the physicality aspect of the game, but especially the physicality aspect that we institute at 6-0. If you look on TikTok, like this video of Moon DDTing this kid off the floor, which got him offered a week later, is like 3 million hits, and people are freaking out about it. I know you guys have seen it. The one about you, Deacon, is like 350,000 hits, and people are freaking out about it. Try to explain to the average idiot out here that doesn't understand where I'm coming from. I want that. I encourage it. I like it. I remember, Breck, when you were a freshman and right before you got offered the physicality that was on film and putting people out of bounds and putting them on their backs, and how the coaches just would immediately gravitate towards it. Deacon, what you did to Corbin last year to open the season and taking him 50 yards down the field and dropping him in front of the ref of the clip that we've had on the show, and what happened after that. And I encourage it. I teach it. Why do you think people have such a problem with it? Because they can't do it? Or that's the whole premise of what we do is I'm going to put these hands on you, and there's not shit you can do about it. So I think it's the great separator. Right? It's everybody can look like a football player, but that don't make you one. So just talk about the physical part of the game and what you maybe brought with you, what I, mixed into the pot, and then the permission. I think that's a big part is you have permission to do this. They sign liability. I say it all the time. You have permission to be who you really are. So run with that. I don't know if it's much of a question. It's more of a statement, but run with it regardless.
So back to what you said, why do they get mad? Is because they don't have it. You either got it or you don't. And, they could type all they want behind a screen, but it's all fun and games. So Breck Kolojay is lined up in front of you.
Yeah, then that shouldn't be fun no more.
Yeah. Nah, but
football's
I think
fun.
What you taught me, what the gym taught you, is you can't ever back down to your competition. You got to exceed the standard, and I think shit like that, fights and all that stuff, is healthy for a football team. We were the best football team when we fought in practice. That's just how it is. Yep. The only time it's ruined is when you bring it to the locker room. That's when it's ruined. You can fight in practice. That is when people in the back will either run forward or you'll run away. That's how you just know you're a dog or you're not. So there's football is 90% mental game, 10% physical. That's how I'd say. But the mentality starts with, I'm the baddest MFer on this field. That's that mentality.
Well said, Deacon.
I mean, I don't understand the people in the comments that complain about the physicality piece. I mean, the last time I checked, football is a physical sport, and if you can't be nice if you're playing football, because if you play nice on the field, you're going to get nowhere, and that's just the reality. I mean, you should always be as nice as you can off the field. I pride myself on being a friendly guy off the field, but when you get in between the lines, you can't be. It's just it's business. You can't be nice. You can't be friendly. You have to be a dog, and you have to be mean. And that's what 6-0 teaches, and that's what we do there. It's not a patty cake. It's not a friendly daycare center. It's you're going in there to fight and battle. Like, it's not people they don't understand it because they're not in it. If you're in it, you understand it. It's like it's a battle in there. It's not hang out and have fun. It's when you're playing football, you got to be mean. You got to be as nasty as you can be because it's business. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, when I played, I never wanted to be liked. I just wanted to be respected. I just wanted people to go, if I don't bring my lunch pail, this guy's going to beat the shit out of me. I don't really care about being your friend. So I love that you guys have taken on that mentality and taken it to another level. And the last thing I'll say that I forgot earlier was I'm so impressed by the business nature that you guys have and the way that you think about all this shit. That's something that even I've had to learn to mature into here with, the NIL world and getting paid to play now, and conversation we had the other day, Deacon, and the conversations we always have, Breck, behind closed doors about, the business side of football. I still think there's a lot of young guys that just don't get it. They don't understand the importance of social media. They don't understand the importance of connection. They don't understand. They just think they're out there getting recruited and, just kind of fucking floating around, taking pictures and shit. The business side of this, I don't know if you could find a better mentor from a business standpoint to like monetize yourself than Coach Prime. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, Coach Prime. It's Coach Prime, and there's so many schools, so many colleges. There's SEC schools, Big Ten schools that are all on ESPN. But when you click on ESPN or the TV, like there's something about Colorado. There's something about Colorado on every channel, every sports channel, and that's because Coach Prime. Coach Prime's doing his thing over there. He's bringing in guys that know how to coach, how to play, that whole thing. So of course, everyone's going to want a piece of that. And it's just like, I feel like there's plenty of platforms, but Coach Prime having one of the best platforms, you're going to get seen. There's guys that he's got so many connections, kind of like Matt. Like, we're at this stage where Matt's got plenty of connections, and the next level they just keeps rising. And Prime's got plenty of connections, and I feel like all eyes are on Colorado right now. So it's a big time in Boulder for sure.
Did they play All Eyes on Me?
When? What do you mean?
When, at their OV, like in the locker room when they played All
Wait,
Eyes
you said what?
All Eyes on Me.
Me.
They didn't play that?
No.
You went to a game last year though, didn't you, Breck?
Yeah.
Were you in the locker room when they played All Eyes on Me and walked out?
They played everything. They had like Jay-Z in there or something. I don't even know. 2 Chainz.
Never mind. I was hanging out with Wu-Tang once in Cameron. That was pretty fun. All right, same question to you there, Big Dog, before we get you guys out of here. I know you guys got to go to class.
IMG class? It's actually harder. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fucking terrible.
the monetization there is huge. It's something that could really set you up with connections for life, including businesses, brands, all this other stuff. Going somewhere where there's a big fan base, a big social media following, they said like they have stats like every time someone gets posted, they gain X amount of followers. Followers, if someone follows you, and it could be business deals. So that's big. For me, I'm not a big poster. I love my mother so much. She's always on my ass for not posting. So
I know that's my fault because she's always like, what else are we doing? I'm like, I think we got it covered, but I guess you could post more.
No, literally. She's always on my ass. But, the stuff they do there it's big, and it's setting those guys up for future success. Because for me, it's not a 4-year decision or 3-year to 4-year decision. It's a 40-year decision because that education, those connections you make are huge.
You guys are smart fellas. All right, so let me ask this question to the chat. Who grows a beard first? Go.
Oh. Neither of y'all? No.
You face your whole life, Breck? I
try. I actually try to grow a beard. I can only grow like a pedo stash. I needed to darken up.
How about you? What, do you even shave yet, Deke?
I can grow like a little like lamb chops, but that's about it. It doesn't grow in here. I can get a little pedo stash and then a little lamb chop, but that's about it.
What is going on? Did we grow up next to Rocky Flats, like nuclear testing facility, and we don't have any patients there now?
Hey, I've been trying this grow stuff. It's not working. You know, I just have to wait.
You're rubbing hair growth stuff on your face?
Yeah, I want a beard.
Well, what if it proceeds up your face and joins with your hair, and then you just have eyes and face hair?
I don't mind.
Now
I need to hide the double chin. A beard will do me justice.
Well, yeah. See, I'm telling you, as a guy who has 5 chins and it guards my throat when I do this, you never know, because that's why I rolled with the beard, so I could get away with that.
Yeah.
All right, you sons of bitches. Bailey, you got anything else for these two?
Man, I think Breck may want the beer first, may take the trophy. Either way, you guys definitely killed it with the hairdos as always. Breck Kolojay, Deacon Schmitt, I can't thank you guys enough for joining. I appreciate you guys. It's always great having you guys on.
Thank you guys. Thanks.
Someone just said in the comments, East Coast Kev. Do you see that, Matt? Hey, Matt tells me that all the time.
Oh,
that'll help. That'll help.
Nice.
Hey, 0 calories.
No
0 calories, right?
All right, I'm done. Thank you guys for having me.
I'm sorry, moms. That was uncalled for. That's my fault. Look, you two, you know how I feel about both of you personally. Back to work, but it's some real shit. So I would absolutely love to see you guys in the trench in Boulder. And whatever we got to do, just like Gerard said to me today, we're going to be on the phone later today or tomorrow talking about just what they have to do to make this work. So, yeah, man, we're pushing hard for that, and that sure would be cool. Maybe get both of you and Reese, and then Zane at tight end, and fuck, man, we're rolling. So, Breck, Deacon, as always, appreciate both of you. Keep going, doing your thing, and keep representing 6-0 and yourselves and your families with the integrity and character that you do. And love you both, and I'm damn proud of you guys. That was awesome.
Appreciate you. Thank
guys.
you, Matt. Love you, Matt. See you guys.
Grow a fucking beard already, both of you. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, you guys both need beers, but shout out to 4-star offensive lineman Breck Kolojay and 4-star offensive lineman Deacon Schmitt for joining the show.